All right. What's going on, everyone? It is the king of the restreams, the King's Man. Been a while since I've been on this channel, streaming anything, doing anything. I almost forgot how to hit the button. But I know the button that just got hit by my good friend Evie. Evie, baby, waiting with a party of A. What's up? Thank you so much for sending your folks over on this way so we can get set. We're about to start and kick off everybody's favorite summer series, the Best of 99. It's the 6th season, if you can even believe that. What was once a meme type of series that was asked upon me many, many moons ago, can you restream this Best of 99? I said, sure, I got nothing better to do. And look what's happened now. We've made it a whole pomp and circumstance, and it's a amazing thing to do every single summer. I love it. It is one of my favorites of all time. And speaking about one of my favorites of all time, I get to bring in my co-host for this series. I call him the Cal Ripken because he's always the Iron Man to do this with me every single year. This is year 6, my friend. I'm going to bring in the Lifetime Achievement Award winner for CTWC, a gaming legend, the owner, founder, organizer, whatever you call him, for the Dr. Mario, which is like the sister series of classic Tetris. Let's bring in the handsome devil, my good friend, Mr. Christopher Bidwell. Bidwell, welcome back.
Hey, we're back. Happy summer. We're already halfway through All-Star Games next week. But Best of 99 time. We kind of took me by surprise. Messaged me yesterday that it's coming back. Like, oh, it's back. Awesome. And I see we kind of got the WrestleMania 10 ladder match set up here with this matchup. We'll kind of go into it in a moment. But
oh, yeah.
always love coming back here and having two champions, because, the other champ never really got their... was never knocked off, and then the false champion came along after Jack Tunney decided things, and here we are. So it's going to be a fun resolution to this 2-year-long conflict.
Yeah, no, it really is. I mean, as you alluded to, this will be the first time ever that we've had champion versus champion. So we're gonna settle it this season, right? We're gonna be able to figure out who is the best of the 99, and it's gonna be our season 4 winner, Sharky, who dominated season 4 against Jeff, who honestly, Jeff put up his best numbers ever and still felt like he was getting outplayed. So we're going to get that. And then your current season champion from last year, amazing set that we had, Bidwell. It was the closest one of all time, Matt Martin, the winner over Batfoy in season 5. And man, I can't wait till we get looking at the stats, but what do you anticipate in this season? I know Matt's been kind of really focused more on the rolling per se, but now this will get him forced to come back to DAS. He's going to Jonas Cup. We know Shark's going to be there. What do you anticipate this season coming up?
Well, first of all, week 1 is always wild. Every time something wild and unexpected happens. So just throw out all the expectations for week 1. Overall, I think Shark has the obvious advantage. He's been grinding DAS for so long. That's his baby. He's always expected to do well. He's pretty much the last warrior standing in the DAS pool at the World Championships. So, treating it as a warm-up to Jonas Cup, this is crucial for both these players. I do expect a nice fight for Matt Martin. I expect a lot of max-outs, and what I'm more interested in seeing is, can we beat those records that Shark put up 2 seasons ago? I think maybe both players beat the max out total from that year. So who knows? I expect better numbers from Matt Martin from last year, at least in the scoring potential. I do think Shark will probably take the wins total, but let's look under the surface of wins and see how they take this DAS game and practice up till Jonas Cup.
Absolutely. So perfect segue. Let's kind of take a look at the history of the Best of 99 for those maybe the first time they're getting to see something like this. And we're going to take you through the years where we get to review the stats, and for you longtime fans out there, some of it's going to be rehashed for you, so we'll go through it pretty quickly, but you'll see some new stats as well when we get to last season as we finish that one off. So let's take a quick look here, Chris. The inaugural season, it started with Louis Scuey and Ben Mullen, and obviously that was the one that kicked it off. The two of them really had a fun time just kind of training for the 2021 CTWC that was online again. They felt, hey, why not just let's have some fun with this, right? And that's what they did. And you can see the overall totals there. Ben was victorious in season 1, winning basically 2/3 of the matches over Louis. Louis was the one that got the only max out that season. Yeah, I think that was that might have been the first one you and I casted together. So that was a real treat. Louis always made sure he hung that over Ben. Said, he said, I got the max out, you didn't.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter, right? And then you can see the stats here, Bids. We're kind of keeping track of a lot of that stuff to see. We have that rule that we'll talk about a little bit later, the under 100,000K threshold. Obviously, Louis had 36 of those. It's quite a lot. But as we progress over the season, you're going to see that a lot better talent coming in, which means we lower that number significantly. So we'll see that. And you can see over the 500Ks and 600Ks that Ben was slightly ahead, which was interesting. Depending, seeing the win totals that Ben had, it was basically a 2-to-1 ratio. It's surprising that they were very close on the 5 and 600Ks, wouldn't you say?
Oh, for sure. I think Louis' inconsistency with those 100,000, we call the Mullins the extended games after you win a competitive match, and I don't know if Louis would like this, but maybe we call a sub 100K game a Louis Scooey. I don't know. A suggestion for the chat. Play with it. See if workshop that a bit. But that was the difference between those, because the rest of those stats were pretty comparable. It was the inconsistency that was the difference maker in that.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see overall point totals there. About 44.5 million for Louis over the 99 games. Ben with the 47.7 million. So they got us off and running in season 1. And, as tradition, the winner of the season moves on and plays again next season against a new challenger. And who'd have thunk it? We bring in one of the all-time greats of the series, and look who it is. It's Ben Mullen versus boom! Tetris with Jeff. Of course, you have to bring in one of the icons versus a legend. So, Jeff here, you mentioned this right off the bat, Bidwell, that week 1 is the wackiest week. And this series took off in a wacky way. Ben swept Jeff 9-0 in week number 1. I know that was the week that you were out, and I called that one, and it was just heartbreaking to see. Jeff almost was ready to quit. He's like, nah, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if I could do this 91 more times. And I told him, let's take a break. We took a week off, let him to recharge, reassess, maybe his gameplay and refocus up. And he went off and running, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you gave him a little pep talk off stream. And that's the whole reason we do these things. It's to get you into tournament mode. And sometimes if you don't play for a while, just turning on the NES isn't enough. You kind of have to refocus, and especially as you get older, it takes a little bit more extra to get into game mode, and Jeff found it and dominated after that week 1.
He certainly did. And you can see all those numbers there, record setting at the time, 65 wins, the most in a best of 99. He had 3 maxes over Ben, and you can see his high score total of the 1.09 million that season. When we get to season 3, we start seeing some records getting broken. 52.4 million overall for Jeff versus Ben's 45.9 million. So Ben, he did well, but Jeff was just unstoppable. And once that pep talk came in, he actually ended up doing a 9-0 on Ben later on in the season to kind of wash that out. So kudos to Jeff. And might we add here, Bidwell, because I believe you got to call the qualifier that day when this was back in 2022 for Jeff retraining.
Our first year back.
First year back live, and he made it happen. 4 max outs that day, broke the record technically. I think he had the higher kicker over Quaid, but yeah, he became the new
getting into gold
and got into gold.
That was a pretty triumphant year, being back live, being back in Portland, and over on CT3, the little. That's what CT3 is gonna be. That reputation was earned starting with Jeff Moore's run there in 2022.
Exactly. No, great. Well said. So we move on to season 3, and we bring in the big guns. Jeff and Alex Kerr go one-on-one. Alex said, I'll take a piece of this. I want to get training. I saw what Jeff did in 2022. Maybe it'll happen to me in 2023. But as you see, Jeff dominant once again over his foe, but a little bit more consistent here with Alex, as you can see his numbers there. And the other key stat that we're going to look at here, Bids, is the less than 100K top outs, right? You see Jeff, he ended up getting 5 only that season versus Alex's 13, but you can see the numbers are starting to dip, right? From Louis' 36 to now we're in single digits in those cases. Jeff had single digits the season before that too. So you're seeing the consistency really raise now as each season goes through. But look at that, 61 to 55 in the 500 Ks or more when they get to transitions, and 46 to 36 600K scores that they put up. Tremendous stuff in season 3. We're really up the ante here.
Yeah, absolutely. I do remember that one potential max out game Alex had, and it was just one away, and it was, it was a huge letdown. But Alex plays this even less than Jeff and the other old school guys. So this was his, let me get back to the ring, let me keep my skills sharp, and it was certainly a treat to have those two, one Hall of Famer and one maybe in the future. I don't know. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But two legends of the scene for sure. And in terms of like old school star power, this was kind of the Ali Frazier of the day.
Indeed. And you can see the high score total, 1.01 million for Jeff. So his 1.09 was the record at the time, near 1.1 million score. So he couldn't eclipse it in season 3. And Alex, oh man, you see that 981K there. You and I recall on that call. He missed a long bar to the right on level 28 that would have sealed it for him to get his max out. And I believe he was saying at the time would have been like his first live recorded max, because he's had them before, but not live. So just missed out on that. But again, look at the scores: 57.3 million to 49.8. You can see it's about 8 million almost in the difference there. But the games were so close, Bidwell, that doesn't really tell you the full story.
You're also seeing Jeff Moore improving from the previous year, so it wasn't stagnating. So that's all you're looking for. If you get older, you don't want to stagnate. You want to try to keep improving, even if it's not the same rate as everybody else around you.
Without question. And you know what? Jeff said, I want to improve even more and more and more, because in 2023, when this match happened, well, basically, Jeff ended up having a great run in the silver bracket at CTWC that year, the last year that we were in Portland, and he finished in the Final Four. He was in the semifinals of the silver bracket, almost was able to take it home, but not able to get over the hump there. So the training looks like it's working out so far, Bidwell. You see Jeff improving over those 2 seasons. Well, let's try to up it up one more season. We go to season number 4, and that's when we bring in the biggest gun of them all. The Shark smelled the blood in the water, and he says, I want Jeff. Give me Jeff. And we gave it to him. And this is the season that broke all the records, and mostly thanks to the guy on the right there. But you got to give Jeff a lot of credit. He hung in every single week. He took the beating, but he was hanging in every single match. Again, Bidwell, the numbers here show one side of the story, but you have to really rewatch the series to understand like how good Jeff was, but Sharky was just way better.
Yeah, like Sharky's just been on a mission since the starting days, is just kind of being like, I want to be the best DAS player, and I want to take out all the legends in the meantime. And he's kind of been on a warpath. It's in fun. It's not malicious, but I want to take out Green Tea. I want to take out Corian. I want to take out Jeff Moore. Like, he just has that. I want to take that mantle of the best old school player, and this was his biggest statement in his history with this huge, 3/4 of the wins, just off the charts, 17 max outs. The sub 100K games though, look, that went up a little bit. Maybe the two were feeling a little more pressure, but just everything else is going way off the charts from our first season. And then the 5th season, will come to that soon. You can kind of see that kind of took a little detour because Shark couldn't do it last year. So we'll go to that slide.
Yeah, I mean, the record set here is 60 to 74, as you mentioned. And Shark, dominant, broke all records. So we go to the next slide, as Bidwell mentioned. It's season number 5. Sharky, unfortunately, not able to return due to, scheduling conflicts. So we brought in 2 fresh faces. Well, I guess they weren't that fresh, right? The 2025 was the year of the return of 2019. And so we called upon these 2 absolute studs from 2019, Matt Martin, Bad Boy. What a wild series of events that happened that year to lead them to meet up in the quarterfinals of the World Championship. Bad Boy victorious at that time. Well, the tables turned here, Bidwell. I guess like a fine wine, age certainly came through. And Matt Martin absolutely was great. Now, this was the closest of the best of 99 series overall. They were going like tooth and nail week after week after week. And then it was kind of, as we got into like week number 7, number 8, that's when you started seeing Matt begin to pull away a bit. And Batch just couldn't make the catch up, but he fought valiantly. And you can see Matt Martin, 7 max outs. That is the second highest of all time in the
Yep.
best of 99 series. Batfoy at least got the one that made him, definitely feel like he was ready to go to Jonas Cup. And both of them had great runs at Jonas Cup too. Both of them making into round one and having really tough roads. Batfoy had to play Sharky in that round one. Matt had to play Meme, and they both played exceptionally well.
And Batfoy is so competitive Tetris. He's just a warrior. Obviously, winning the inaugural Silver Cup in 2020. If I get my years right, yeah. So the first year he couldn't make gold bracket, but dominated in silver, won that championship. And Matt, look at that consistency. He might have not had the max out record, but he had the record for fewest 100K Louis Squeeze in that over the 99 games. So that consistency is we'll go to that next. I'm giving away the stuff, but good thing that Matt's coming back. It's champion versus champion. The belts are hanging off the scene. Who's going to climb that ladder over 99 over 11 weeks and grab that title? I am very, very hyped to start this summer tradition with you and our two players.
Yeah, no, I really am, and this is going to be great. You see, Matt really pushed himself. He wanted to make sure that he tried to break some of Sharky's records, and again, outstanding numbers from both of them. To be honest, they did really well, and Matt now, the 1.1 million score is the highest in the best of 99 series, so Shark is going to be gunning for that number. He's going to want to break that.
Yeah, and that 500K, I just noticed that one. What was the record previous? So the 72 here, which is outstanding. I got to assume
Shark had 84.
Okay, so within shouting distance. So that's huge, is getting those transitions, getting those 500K plus games, and then letting the chips fall in level 19. I mean, that's the basic of the basic. That might be a key to the game, but we'll find out here in a moment.
Oh, I love the segues coming up. But yeah, we'll take a look at the head-to-head now. Let's take a look at these two absolute all-stars. It's Sharky, Season 4 winner, personal best of 1.25 million score. Matt Martin, your Season 5 winner, has a 1.302 million. Those are DAS scores, so Matt does have, he's one of the few people that have the 1.3 million DAS score, and maybe if Matt is really feeling the DAS bug, maybe he could try to go a little bit higher than that. We'll talk about that later this evening. Match record for Shark. Now, you see the match records here, folks. This is going to be DAS match record. So when they played in DAS events, this is basically their overall scores here. So Shark at 53 and 31. He plays a lot more DAS events than Mr. Matt Martin, who's currently at 19 and 28 overall, but still outstanding throughout those years when you're playing in tough events like that. Achievement, you can see Shark made it to the top 10 of CTWC, and Mr. Matt Martin. It's actually top 8. There's a clerical error there. I forgot to fix that. It is top 8. He did lose to Batfoy in the 2019 event, so he made it to the quarterfinals. Lifetime, the two of them are 4 and 1 overall, so the advantage in favor of Shark, but that's why we play 99 games, because eventually the numbers could change. And what else could change here is maybe the winds of change. Is one of my favorite segments of all time. Really. It really is one of my favorites. I can't ever not have it. We have to have it weekly because in order for these two outstanding players to win, they're going to need some important information, and we're going to send it over to our good friend, Mr. Chris Bidwell, with the keys to victory. We're back, baby.
Oh, man. What a great headshot. Thanks again, Scout. Thanks for taking that, and thanks to Tyler for doing a little Adobe work, adding that gigantic sharp key, cutting my hands open. So I'm going to put this request out here now publicly that by week 11, I want to see my hands start a little bit of color there. So you could add that little catch up, that'd be a little, because this is brutal competition. We need to see the blood, sweat, and tears of not only our players but of our commentators coming to these keys of victory.
Well, guys, let's go over them. Why don't we take a look and see what are the keys for the Shark tonight, Bids?
Stay calm, cool, and collected. So emotions, you can have highs and lows. The bad. Was that last year or 2 years ago with the air conditioning going out? When Shark plays bad, there seems to be a strange goings-ons in the background. So if you can keep that out of his play field and just stay focused and go for that 1,000,000 points every time. I do expect, his goal probably should be to beat his wins record over Jeff. Uh, you'd see that 4-1 advantage in a lifetime, so you'd think that extrapolates to 80-20. That's probably a goal. I mean, that seems, who knows? Clean 18, go hard on 19. Again, I mentioned that earlier. Got to get those consistent 500 transitions. Let the chips fall at 19, but maybe pull back just a little bit on 19 and force your way to get to those kill screens, because survival in the kill screen, especially in DAS, that could win you a lot of games, and especially over the course of 99 games. Set the tone early. Like I said, week one has always been crazy week, so if you can avoid a 9-0 loss sweep, maybe you can win dominantly early and set the tone like that. That's probably what you're going to go for.
Indeed, great advice there. Let's take a look and see what you got for Matt.
Matt Martin, player game. So, like, I think you were mentioning that you talked to him, and he's a little trepidatious about how he's going to do wins wise, but he literally is here to play his game to get better for Jonas Cup. So get those matches in, get those transitions. And that's the beauty of single player Tetris like this. Your opponent is playing a game on a separate TV, and in this case, in two separate states. Literally just put a piece of paper over your screen and just pay attention to your own game. Do the best you can. See how that matches up against one of the best in the world. The 19 game I mentioned also was Shark. That also applies to Matt, of course. He consists at 18. Push a little bit on 19, maybe, if you're feeling frisky. But I mean, because again, these better DAS players, as had happened in round one in Jonas Cup last year, the rollers have kind of figured out are treating level 19 DAS like level 29 rolling. So they have the techniques down, they have the stacking down. It's advanced, and maybe you have to press a little bit more on 19 to steal some wins from these. I don't call them kids anymore, but the current movement of crop of Tetris players. And one game at a time, avoid those sub 100,000s. I'm looking to be even better than last year, and we will see over the course of 99 games how this ends up. So with those keys, you can unlock both belts hanging above the ring in Madison Square Garden.
Oh. Well, Madison Square Garden was very busy this past weekend, so I'm sure.
It was, yeah, a little wedding action. They're taking it on tour. Did you hear?
Oh, I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, they're going to go to other arenas and recreate it. I don't know, but that's
That's money.
Hey, that's money, baby.
They're printing money now at this point. Yeah, well, kudos on them. And thanks again, Mr. Chris Bidwell, for your keys to victory. And I'm sure I can't wait to see next week's after this one. So let's go take a look at the play scene. And here we are, folks. So
I broke Sharky's camera. I was talking too much about the keys to victory. And...
yeah, he put it on snooze there. He's like, yeah, I don't see this Bidwell guy
well. Worst part of doing this.
That's all right. But anyway, seed is in there for you, players. We have the same piece sequence initiated. So when you are ready, because we've been yapping a bit, we're going to be getting set in just moments. It is AE for absolutely excellent C7, which I think is one of the spinal columns, right?
Don't
right?
Don't do that. No, don't compress that.
No. And B4. Right, before we get started, make sure your seed is correct.
And Matt's Nestor's champ is as wonky as a spelling.
No problem.
We'll get that fixed up. We'll get the Sharky camera. You know, live Twitch. You know, it's
live things. Yeah, there you go. We'll get a quick refresh on them.
Battle for the belts. President Jack Tunney will have none of this dual champions. There can be only one Kingsman.
Oh, there can be only one indeed. Let's see here.
Hello, Chen and chat. You got your shout out. Hope you're having a good one.
Yeah, the Nestor champ is acting a little funky. But that's okay. We'll get it. We'll get it straightened out. It's on my end, folks. So don't you guys worry. You guys are doing your thing. I will
take out the Nestor's champ, blowing it, put it back in. Fixes every tech issue.
It basically does. You're right. Let's see here. We're going to.
And it's speaking of Nestor's champs, if maybe we add a, you can change it from best of 3 to best of 5 and best of 7. Maybe just as an Easter egg, put a best of 99 in there as a setting.
But that would be a fun setting.
Or play Balatro and you get like the $25 bonus at the end. You have the little tiny dollar signs next to bigger dollar signs. So along the Matt Martin score thing, you can have that many hearts, like 99 potential hearts there.
That'd be a lot.
I know that'd be ridiculous.
That would be quite a bit. All right, let's see here. We're gonna refresh my thing here. All right, too much yapping. We did all this.
I know.
Their extra chance are working beautifully, and now
We'll say you might have caught it when you saw our beautiful mugs on the stream there. There was a Matcherino with a 0.00 dollar amount, and we have already started the Matcherino for the Jonas Cup. This is the slowly rev up the engines and get into Jonas Cup mode. So I'll go ahead and just plug the Matcherino. Is the link already working in chat?
oh yeah, it definitely is.
There's that. And I'm going to click on that. And this is for CWC DAS. So
Oh, you got it. Sorry, there's you got to use the Jonas Cup command.
Jonas Cup. Okay. But anyway, that's coming up too. Unfortunately, neither of these two will be at CTWC DAS, unfortunately, coming up August 1st and 2nd. Which, not going to lie, now that they're moving to England this year, that kind of like, I don't have to go to Germany, because I was looking to go to Germany, but I couldn't afford it this year. Now it's like, okay, now I can plan for Germany for next year. I like England, but I've already been to the UK, so I kind of want to go to a new place if I'm going to take that trip. So there we go. We got cameras now.
Yeah, we got the Sharks camera. We're just trying to figure out what's happened to Nestra's champs here. It is stalling a bit for some reason.
Well, what time is it in Singapore, where Yobi is?
Well, probably about 9 a.m. for him on a Thursday. Yeah. Let's take a look here. Well, Biz, if you want to yap for a little bit while I investigate.
Oh yeah, but I'm just gonna check out. Like, look at these lighting. Like Shark's all like cool and mysterious in the dark lighting, but you can see the blue and red accents, and then Matt's got the purple and light blue lighting. Like, really, really good setups. Matt streaming a lot these days.
Yeah, he was just streaming. He was just streaming yesterday.
Okay, guys, I am barely watching the Twitch, unfortunately. Good to hear that everybody's keeping up with it. I know Sharky's busy with his streams, so. We talk about wacky things happening in week 1, so maybe Nestra's champ is going to go 9-0 tonight.
It might. All right, folks, just sit tight. We're gonna see if I can get in touch with Yobi, see what's going on. Hopefully, there's not any scheduled maintenance that he was planning on at this time. That would be terrible.
No. You have the non-Nestra's champs backup ready to go?
No, no. We were relying on this here. Well, we'll get it running. I'll take a look and see what's happening here.
Set up 2 more Video Ninja cams and have their second cell phones face the TV screen for the most scuffed Tetris stream of all time.
Take a look here.
So let's look at the calendar then, because I talked about CTWC DAS in a couple weeks. There's the Jonas Cup coming up in October. What else is on the calendar here? We go to ctwc.com, our actual website. It's not ctwc.com. I should know what our website is. TheCTWC.com. what do we got coming up here? So we just did Philadelphia. We got the Manchester, UK event, July 30th and 31st, transitioning over into the DAS Championship on August 1st and 2nd. The nice doubleheader in Manchester. We have a Vietnam event, August 10th through 16th. Minneapolis, Toast and Crew, and Meme and Rhubarb. That was a fun show I went to last year. Ben will probably be there. Batfoy likely will be there, I'd imagine. He lives in that area. That's August 21st through 23rd. Then Gamescom, Cologne, Germany, Columbia, Hartford, Connecticut. King and I will be there September 12th through, or well, we're going to be September 12th. Dr. Mark will be September 13th at Hartford, Connecticut at the Retro World Expo. Then we have Iberia. Then North Carolina, weekend of September 26th, 27th. I believe they're having that at the same venue that we're having a Dr. Mario event coming up this month. Forget the name of it. Something like Retro Sodas and like a game space. It's like a hangout game place. It looks cool. And then, of course, our Jonas Cup coming up October 9th through 11th in Portland, Oregon. So, very full calendar of events coming up. I'm heavy on the American events, but our website, thectwc.com, does have all of those listed just in case. So I see a Nestor's Champs title screen. Yep.
All right, I'm getting a response from Yobi, so hopefully we'll see what's going on.
Okay. And the Mets and Royals are tied. They got a Little League home run last night. That was fun. Guy hit a ball in the outfield, and the fielders just threw it all over the place. Typical error prone. How the heck did he score? Normally that happens against the Mets, so good on them to have it happen for them for a change. And my Red Legs are terrible, but they're winning this evening. So,
Shark, if you could play a game just so I can make sure that's okay, because Matt looks like he's playing, but nothing's appearing. It's not on his end. His calibration looks good, so I know it's not. That's not the issue. All right, Yobi says that he is not sure. He said it should be working, but he can't check it now. He's on vacation.
oh yeah,
Of course.
so is Nestor's Champs.
Apparently.
Meanwhile, I'm going to that Maturino for CTWC DAS, and I am claiming codes like a madman. Because if you go there, there's free codes to grab. Just log in with your existing social media, and it drops a quarter into the prize pool. And I don't know if we're supposed to advertise this, but I log in on several social medias and drop a lot of coupon codes. So that is up to
Shark is playing, so his game is showing in the remote calibration, but it is not showing in here, which is strange. I'm going to try something else, folks. Just be patient a little bit more. Apologies for our delay here. All right, there we go.
yes.
We got it. All right. I figured out what I did wrong.
Woo. MVP tonight, Kingsman.
All right. So we're good. All right, players, we're good. Your Nestor champs are appearing. We have it working. Thank God. All right. So, folks, yes, players, if you want to seed up, the seed is there. AE say a C7B4. We can go ahead and get this one started. You can hit the readies in your Nestor chance room, and we will get this one underway. And appreciate the patience here. You know, Biz, we were almost going to start on time. I had planned that these guys were going to kick off at like 9:15 on the East Coast, and then we needed that 15-minute delay. So, much like what's going on in the World Cup, right? The weather delays have been causing some issues.
The hydration breaks.
Hydration breaks. Yeah, we needed all that stuff here. So now we're gonna be ready to go.
How great is it just to have a guy walk up with a board saying, "We're just going to add 11 extra minutes."
All right, so we've got a ready from the Shark and a good luck. Have fun to Sharky. Matt is saying hello to us this evening. So, Matt, when you're ready, just make sure you hit that ready button on the Nestor chance so I know that you guys are ready to go, and then we'll do the countdown from the room. It'll be down by 5. There we go. We got readies here. We've got Shark in the dark and Matt in the light. Who will be the winner of tonight's first round? Bidwell, we stalled enough. Why don't you count them down? Let's do it.
Let's do it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So you know, like the trope of playing like Shadow Link or Dark Mario or that kind of thing. We really have Shark in the dark over there. That's a cool vibe.
It really is, right? He's got that shadow, that evil shadow look, right? We're gonna move him over just a bit so we can get that full shadow look. That's tremendous. Bidwell, we're finally underway. Thank God. Thank God we got it working.
Yes, thank goodness. So 1 point difference. Thank you, Matt, for not getting any ties. Because again, not in the official rules, but if there ever is a tie, I will rip off this microphone and run around the block screaming in frustration. So we don't want that to happen.
All right, so Bidwell, it's finally here. Season number 6. We've covered all the stats. We've seen the numbers. We've seen that Sharks return to look to get back to that top. Calling himself the undisputed champion. It is champion versus champion for the first time ever in this series. And, you know, you gave your keys to victory. We'll see your players take them along that way. But, yeah, I guess let's start with the Shark. You know, Season 4, dominant over Jev, who was the 2-time champion. Certainly Hall of Fame class, and Shark right along with him as well, breaking records and the best of 99. But the one record he doesn't have is that high score one that, you know, now that he saw Matt kind of mulling a bit in the last season, I think he's got his sights set to do something similar.
Possibly, but I'm looking at Matt Martin he's 8 for 8 right now, 100% Tetris rate, which is not something you see with DAS players. But of course, as soon as I mention it, well, he's going to, he takes the single. Never mind. He's now back at 97%.
Oh, we're starting with the Tetris rate percents here. Oh my goodness.
That's manual. That's my old school brain actually doing a little bit of math.
Well, that's good to see that you're keeping in tune with that. I'm sure people will appreciate that. But yeah, he's definitely going to be looking out for that. Matt, off to a great start. 231 out of Tetris to go to 254. Shark at 234. Less than a Tetris. You can see that the lower right of the scoreboard there at the top. So you'll see there are 4 different numbers visible to you, the audience here, and to the players in the room. They're playing, of course, as mentioned, with the Nestor's Chance program created by our great friend Yobi, who I have to now apologize to and told him I'm the dumbass. I made a mistake. There's a clip for Cox Danny J to use later. And it was my mistake. That's why I was not working. So all good here. Another Tetris for Matt, who owns the score record for the best of 99 series with a 1.1 million score. You know, Shark is going to be looking out for that. Bids, you know, talk about last season. It was the closest one of all time. Matt and Batfoy obviously linked together forever.
Shark's in some trouble here, so you can see the body English already. We told you wacky things happen here in week 1. He's putting more weight on that column 1 as Sharky. There is only one way out. You got to burn it down line by line. Finally opens up that subwell. And drama over, Shark. Or drama over King.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Matt is yet to make a mistake. Flawless through 378 at 77 lines. So What were we talking about? Big raid here from Wiley.
Oh, my friend, good old Wiley. Thank you so much for the raid. Party of 20 have come on in. I also want to thank Synergize with Big Data, subscribing with Prime. That was 26 minutes ago. Thank you so much for using your subscription here. And new follower, count_13. Thank you so much. You're just in time. This is the kickoff. We are just getting underway. This is game number 1 of the best of 99. These two players are going to play 99 games against each other. We didn't go over the rules, but we'll go over that in game number 2 as we had some technical difficulties to start, but we're good now. And one of the rules here, Bidwell, we didn't even cover because they were just so good to not have to worry about it, is the 100K threshold rule. They're well past that with 392 for Shark, 439 for Mr. Matt Martin.
Right. Season 1, we had 40-plus restarts with that rule. That number has been steadily declining since. Last season was a record, both overall and for Matt, only having 4 restarts. So that consistency is much appreciated by organizer me. And commentator me is digging this 465 through 104 lines for Matt Martin. Now starting to get a little bit of a pickle. I like this solve, standing up that T. And this lead is now shrunk to 2,000 points. So what do you know? Close game 1 already coming into transition.
Now, obviously, the thing to note here is that Shark is in advance on the line count. And he does push down from time to time, especially when he's determined on pacing himself and getting to a rhythm. He is currently a couple of lines ahead, but you know, if he's set up for a couple of Tetrises, Bidwell, he will certainly get back into being a little bit further along in the sequence than Matt.
But already 500K for Matt pre-transition, so I don't think we saw this very often in Season 1.
And there you go. There's those back-to-back jacks with the Shark that got into one to take him into 19 and one right after, so he picks up those good points. 552 for the Shark, 552 for Matt. 358 points on the separation, Bidwell. Let's go. It's game number 1 of the new season. And Shark with a Vitz that ended up really helping him out. That board started to get a little funky. You can see the holes he has right now, Bidwell, but when you're talking about one of the best players that can dig out of a situation like this, that's that man on your left, the Season 4 champion.
The advances in DAS 19 are underrated, even with these two. I mean, that was always what separated Jonas from the rest of the pack in the old days, was the 19 play. And now, even though Jonas isn't with us anymore, in the DAS scene, the 19 play is just off the charts now. Just total consistent 500,000 plus scores, consistent transition games. And perhaps another great solve for Matt. Wow. 670 now to 600. 2.5 Tetris lead for Matt Martin. Nice flat board. Keeping it about a third of the way up with some safety burns. Shark a little higher up. Waiting to score here. Also keeping his board under that halfway point. And when Matt is burning, he is taking those triples. So again, that's the efficient way to do it. There's only a triple for Matt. Here we go, King. Wow, what a game 1.
Oh, yeah, no, this is really going to be an exciting finish. Less than a Tetris separate. Then you can see that stat right on the bottom right of each player's board. Sharky's behind as he's in the red, but that Tetris puts him right back in front. 882 points, the difference. My God, Bids, this is a really tight game, number 1.
So I guess if you're playing at home, what you want to do is have a 20-minute tech delay before starting your game. That'll get you very hot. 1,000 point difference here. As Sharky has the 1 Tetris lead, but the level disadvantage pace-wise, I think the term is neck and neck.
Wow, what a burn from Matt right there. He opted not to go with a tuck and went with the horizontal L, followed by the long bar to get him the score after reopening the right side. Oh, my goodness. What technique. Less than 2 Tetrises is the difference, but you mentioned Bids, the advantage for Matt. So Shark's going to have to really try to pour on these points, get every Tetris that he can.
With time running out here, we have 15 lines to go. He basically needs 3 more Tetrises with these last 9 lines if he needs a chance. That would give him the max if he can do it. 951 for Shark.
Tetris for Matt. Less than a Tetris the difference, but you see he's got
988 for Sharky into 29, and Matt Martin starting to get. Oh my goodness. The 27-28 sequence did for Matt Martin, but what a start, Kingsman.
Man. It's champion versus champion. What else would you expect to open a game number one? Fantastic start. Shark, obviously, he's probably like, man, I just missed that max out. But
yeah, I played bad and then I nearly got a max, and why did he's always self-critical, always looking to improve.
Wow.
He's calling up Howie Mandel now and offering the contestant a weird amount of money.
Frame perfect misdrops, he said, because he untucked 2 pieces. That's crazy, just of how sharp his dash has been. But nonetheless, he'll get the game number 1 victory to kick things off for the new season. Wow, what a way to start. I can't really put into any more words than that. That's the way you want this season to go. If we can duplicate that 98 more times, Bidwell, I think we're in for the best one yet.
Oh, for sure. Like this is the best game 1 ever. Because normally we're if the problems are on your end, give that to me every day, all day. Like, let's let the players shine.
Now, for those that are not in the know, as Hannes_Mio is saying, oh, Mac could bust out the rolling. Well, this is a DAS event. This is a pure DAS event. There'll be no rolling here, as these players are beginning their training for the Jonas Cup, which is a North American DAS event. And I think, Bidwell, since we were getting those tech delays and now that Shark's going to take a moment, cover the rule set of how this all works for our new friends that maybe not used to how this all plays out. Here it is, the best of 99 house rules each week. For 11 weeks, we'll have a round of 9 games to be played. All games are to be played on level 18 starts, because these guys are pros and they can handle it. Games with top out scores under 100,000 points will be replayed. So, as Bidwell had said earlier, the Louis Scooey rule is in effect in this series. So any player that scores less than 100,000 points, it will be an automatic redo. We want players to get over that threshold and get games going and in that training montage. So we want them to do well. Anything less than 100,000, we don't count. Mullining is permitted at the discretion of each player. So that game, Bidwell, no mullining because they took it to the distance, which was great. And then the first player to reach 50 wins will win the best of 99. But the caveat is that we will play all 99 games regardless.
Oh, Sharky drank that Red Bull and the lights came on. That is an effective beverage.
It really was. Or maybe he's like, oh, maybe if I turned the light on, I would have gotten those 12,000 points. I got the max out.
Yep. I mean, every little bit helped. Just ask Ninja.
All right, so Matthew is ready. Seed increment. We are doing increments on the seeds players. So the seed is pinned. It's A, E, C7, B4 was our game number 1. So that moves up now into BF for best friends. These guys can be best friends without question. BF, yes, BF, yes, correct. BF. I will try to be the seed manager for this season bids. I got to do a good job of that, right? Players did a great job last year. Matt and Bat, they were great. They were handling their own seeds, but I should be better at that. I'm the host. I should be better at doing that. So that'll be my job this season.
We got pinned, so we're 2 games in. We can keep up this far, but we'll get into the trickier parts later on tonight.
Indeed, and the tricky part won't be to count it down. My friend Bidwell, go ahead and do it.
Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
And we're underway. Squares and the T's confirm that the P sequence is correct. Shark now has joined us in the light. And Matthew, bright as a star that he is. And, Bidwell, for new viewers that are watching for the first time, because, we got a bunch of new friends that joined up after the World Championship completed last month. We really appreciate a lot. New friends, new faces, new subs, and all that. Thank you so much for continuing to support here. Maybe they're not familiar with the history of such greats in this series, and maybe you can give us a rundown of, the legends that we spoke of, Mr. Ben Mullen and Jeffrey Moore, that paved the way for Classic Tetris to be where it is today.
I mean, if you're going to go way back, Classic Tetris was kind of a restarting or reimagining or an unofficial anniversary of the original Tetris World Championship, the 1990 Nintendo World Championship. If you are familiar with the history of CTWC, the first event was 8 finalists. 6 of those had previous invites based on world records or achievements in the game. And then 2 people qualified off the street, basically. And then since then it's grown, and it was kind of an original, well, these are the old people who played back in 1990, kind of reliving the glory days. And then, you know, the second generation of players like your Jonas Neubauers and Harry Hungs came around in those first few years and dominated the game over the old school players like Thor Ackerland and some of the others who might have jumped into, or Trey Harrison even, who played in that original 1990 NWC. So very quickly on, it was a passing of the torch to another generation of players. And in the 16, 17 years since, we've probably had another 2 to 3 generations of players come and go. And we've been able to maintain a competitive scene in this game as new players develop new techniques instead of just holding the player dash style like we're doing tonight. We've had tapping techniques, we've had rolling technique brought in, and players have taken this original game that was only really meant to play to 1 million points and then kind of stop. They've taken it to a point where we've had to reprogram the game to get even faster than the original game went to end games, because players could just play it infinitely. So just an amazing history of taking this nearly 40-year-old game now and keeping it competitive with new players and new rule sets and some slight modifications to an original game code that still sticks today and works. And it is one of the hardest Nintendo games ever, as even all these years later, less than 1,000 people have maxed this game out. And if you think this game has sold 8 million plus copies, that's a heck of a low win rate to take this to its conclusions. So I think that's sort of a prehistory there without getting into too many names and events.
Yeah, very well done. And that's why you're the Lifetime Achievement Award winner and such a fantastic historian. And what's fantastic is that these players are still going after hearing that wonderful history lesson. 310 for Matt, 316. Give me a hell yeah for the Sharks. So again, a very tight game number 2. And it's kind of what you would expect from 2 champions. Mm-hmm. First time we're having that happen here in this series, Mr. Bidwell. And we were not disappointed so far. So it's been a good one. But, you know, we got to watch out. Commentator curse. All right, that is a thing that happens. I know you're one of those that believes in that, and I do too. So we will refrain from talking further about that. 386 to 358, Shark with the lead.
5,000 point difference again. So just magnificent 18 play, which is one of the keys of the game. Like, really stretch out that 18, then you let the chips fall at 19, and both players maintained that all the way through. Shark was able to get to level 29. Matt wasn't able to, and that was the difference in game 1. But what counts here are those, you know, those digits at the bottom. They're not hearts, because again, we can't contain 99 hearts.
Right.
So we're just gonna go digits.
We'll go digits for the next 11 weeks, Chris. And like I said, this is really one of my favorite series to do. I love the vibe it always brings, and the one thing that I really enjoyed is that we've been able to keep this as a DAS event throughout its history, right? With the legends getting their chance to play, and now we're bringing in some all-stars over the last couple of seasons to play in this. And I think the timing of it is just so well done that it works out that we have the Jonas Cup, was where they're going to train for and what they're looking towards competing in. And we've seen that Shark has done very well at the Jonas Cup, made it to the top 8 last year. Matt, again, mentioned round 1 in a very tough field. They had to play Meme in that, which was a Final 4 finisher at Jonas Cup at the inaugural one. So, you know, this whole series overall does work out 4 players that participated. It is a bit of a commitment and a grind, but the proof is in the pudding. We've seen good results overall.
Absolutely. And a 494 transition for Matt. 5. I didn't quite get the number for Shark. He does have the lead by about a half Tetris. But again, these players, we talked about that plus 500 percentage. Both players are 2 for 2 right now, knocking on the door of 600 plus. So we might have to start creating new stats to really differentiate these players. If they're going to hit 600 every time, it's going to be the 7, 8, 900,000 games, not so much the 500,000. The consistency is just amazing.
You heard that, Tyler? Tyler's in the chat, so thank you so much, Tyler, and my good friend Deck. Those are part of the Friendlies design crew team that have been able to help put this layout out and the graphics and stuff. They are awesome.
Matt Martin passed up the dirty Tetris. He couldn't change that piece halfway up the board, but he just got back to safety. Now down 2 Tetrises and change.
And honestly, it's the right move. Even though Shark is ahead by a little over 2 Tetrises, you got to stay alive in this. He knows that Shark is gonna try to take this to the house again.
And Shark again with that row 1 negative space. Finally fills it in, but Matt's not going to be able to take advantage. Now ahead by nearly 3 Tetrises as we are halfway through the level 20 sequence.
Yeah, Shark looking to try to pour on the gas here as much as he can. Again, is ahead in the line count, but that can change depending on how Matt's build goes and if the long bars come in time. Like this one here, Tetris for Matt. He'll go to 677 now. Take a burn. Shark. Let's have a little bit of an issue here, Biz, but that J is going to solve it. And there you go. Bangarang. There's a Tetris for the Shark.
We are... No, I won't say it. Not gonna curse them. Let's just say they're doing quite well.
They are doing quite well.
Oh, Matt could not get that T over to the left. He was able to get that down to just over a Tetris difference. Gets the line over now, but only gets a single burn out or gets another one over. Still in cleanup mode, but this is going to be an awful lot of cleanup.
Yeah, this is going to waste some time for him to just try to get those holes. You see those 2 nasty holes that he's beginning to now dig out, but that square has to go on top. This is going to eat away.
Go.
And another Tetris with Shard. They give him over 3 Tetris lead on level 27. Yeah, Matt's going to have to... Yeah, I don't know what he can do here, Bids. It is starting to fall out of his hands.
Just finish it off here. Meanwhile, Shark knocking on the door, needs to Tetris out now.
Incredible tuck over on that left side.
He gets 1. He's Amino short on the left.
No bar's gonna
so 950 again for Shark. He's again disappointed. 850 for Matt. Again, 2 great games. Sharky with the definitive win there, though. Couldn't quite get the max out. So for 2 games in a row, 2 900s in a row for Shark. Hell of a start. Lots of 9s tonight.
Indeed. Wow, what a way to kick things off here on the best of the night. 2 for 2 on the Sharky side. He will get the second game victory and another 900 in the books for him. You know, he's we know the Shark very well, Bids, and he's probably like, man, that's another max out could have been there, right? He's gunning to beat his own record of 17. He wants that 1.1 greater than Matt's, so it's all there. You can see that the signs are pointing that something special could happen this season.
The lights are on. The Red Bull's going down. Business as usual, Sharky. Matt Martin, like he's putting up good hurdles, but Sharky's easily clearing them so far.
All right, both players are ready to go. They've incremented the seed, so it is now C0 should be the one. Bidwell, I'll let you count it down for the 3rd game of this one.
Game number 3 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. This is
Square L and the T confirm that they are on the right sequence, so good on them. Wow.
Classic Squirtle opening. Okay, Pokemon. And I appreciate Matt, pushing down the game number. I like that. That's nice and cheeky, and I'm all about little fun, cheeky things to talk about for 20 seconds.
Indeed, yeah. Certainly keeping up with that motif that he had last season. Again, let's talk about last season, since Matt is the current reigning Best of 99 champion, defeating Batfoy. It was really part of that whole 2025 essence that I talked about, that we got that 2019 feel, right? We got in 2025, we got to see Corian, Green Tea attend another CTWC live and in person. We got Matt and Bat playing all summer long. They competed at Jonas Cup. It was just a lot of good vibes that we had in 2025 that got us back to that 2019 feel. And certainly going into 2026, it felt like, things started to turn a corner in the world of classic Tetris. As far as a new young group that were coming in, they were very hungry. We saw them at the recent World Championships bids. A lot of new faces that were there, and mixing in with some of our, I guess, veterans, quote unquote, now, like some of our younger stars that now the veterans of the scene. And it was quite a sight to see. And I think the Jonas Cup is something that offers that same type of feasibility for people to see the new and the old come together. We had veterans of the past come out last year as well too. So hopefully we'll start seeing more as they, see greats like Shark and Matt continue to play all these years.
And player health is sort of becoming a concern here with players constantly that repetitive stress motion in their wrists and hands. And maybe having the vibes switch over to DAS for a few months can kind of alleviate some of that pressure on those body parts and give our players an excuse to kind of ease up a bit on the intensity, because like I mentioned earlier, the stacking in DAS at level 19 is pretty equivalent to the stacking strategies you use at level 29 rolling. So that's why a lot of the higher end players are grasping DAS as a way to kind of get those reps in with their stacking strategy, and maybe not hurting themselves as much or going so hard with the rolling. So maybe use this as an opportunity to ease off a bit. It's kind of like an off season in any other sport. Basketball players do go into summer leagues and they maybe go hard here and there, but they do put the pace down a bit and try different things in their game and use it as a chance to improve and to not grind so much.
No, I think that's a great statement that you put out there. I think it's something that started to draw some concern. We saw Alex have his hand injury, and I think it was probably the first time ever. I don't, you can, fact check me on it if you like, but I think it was the first time ever we had to have like a stoppage of a match at the World Championship, and it was something that needed to be done. As you mentioned, the hand health is important. The health of our players, not only just our stars, but everyone in general that played this game, should be thought about, and certainly that will be on the table for us to discuss throughout the rest of the season. But yeah, this is really where we just kicked off the new CTWC season, as crazy as it always sounds, right?
Already.
But the truth of the matter is, this is kind of like the DAS season now. The DAS season's starting to pick up its peak. We got the DAS World Championship coming up at the end of the month. We've got the Jonas Cup. There'll be some other DAS events, I'm sure. I think there's one in Minnesota that's going to be happening. So DAS is on the forefront of everybody's mind, and certainly the summer series here will continue to do that. And look at that cheeky a second one from Sharky. He did one while I was yapping away, and he just did that really cheeky one that you saw there, Bids. He is a showman, first and foremost.
And look at this, 508,000 through less than 100 lines. This is damn near perfect here. Matt is in some trouble here at the top of the board. And he tops out. He could not get the line over. Shark is going to take this, but you know what? With this score, mulling this one out.
No, mulling is at the discretion of the player, and you already know he saw what Matt did last season. So Matt's going to get a taste of his own medicine. He's going to have to sit there and watch the Shark run, as he's got his sights set on that record that is eluding him right now. Bids the highest score in a game, 1.1 million by Mr. Matt Martin. So Shark is looking for it.
I mean, if you really want to rub salt in the wounds, if he can, break Matt's 1.3 personal best record too, like if he can get it all in one swoop right here, but that's a little too early to start speculating on that. But a 587 through 121 lines is a good start.
See how the game beats in the PC, which is a stack of Z's that have just been
I like that tower, yeah.
laid out there. Yeah, he'll tell you that he does not like it either.
Just before transition to king. It's always like this.
Well, this game's always got to be cheeky, huh?
All right, there's the solve. Ooh, sets up not a Vitz, but a column 2L. Oh.
Now he needs help.
Gonna get a line. Selling out the board for it. Oh.
Tough break there. It just missed the 600K as well. 599, 415 is the final score for the Shark. He'll take the victory. He's up 3-0 on Mr. Matt Martin through the first third of this best of 9 for tonight, or first 9 games, I should say. Unlucky shift. Yeah, he told you right there. Just he wanted to get that long bar to the left, and it just didn't make it in time.
That's the beauty of DAS. It's concentration. It's repetitive timing. Rolling is a physical motion that you force your muscles to do a motion, and you get it or you don't get it. Whereas DAS is, if your brain timing, if you get a little anxious or you feel a little different, that timing, your internal clock can go out and you won't be able to make certain moves, and then your game's instantly over, especially at level 19 speeds.
Indeed. But what's not over is this contest. We're just a third of the way done for this evening. We got 6 more games to play. Let's get game number 4 counted down. We're nearing the hydration break here, Bidwell. Let's do it in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
It's so much fun. I've been thoroughly enjoying travelers coming to this country and going to Buc-ee's and Kansas City barbecue, and that's the uplifting stuff that my life needs right now. So
yeah. I'm
not even much of a soccer guy, but I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
It seems like it's been very infectious in the States here, and it's nice to see, right? It's nice to see, because I think it's kind of like that moment, if we want to compare it to Classic Tetris, that moment where, the scene started changing when the hype came with Joseph made his appearance and defeated Jonas in the championship of 2018, and basically changed everything. He changed the scene forever with that. And the World Cup, even though the U.S. did not advance any further, I think people really have felt bonded and have responded really well. The attendance, they say, has been the best ever. So you can really see that it's infectious, and maybe this is the turning point for our country, as we speak as Americans, for the game of soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. That maybe we create the next group of stars that would take it to the next level.
Well, for me personally, this video game we're watching right now has taken me all over the world now, and certainly all over the country. I've gone to Japan. I do plan on going to Europe for a DAS championship one of these years soon. But having Team Japan come over here and experience our country, that's huge. The European contingent that always comes over, like that stuff just makes me feel extremely proud, and it's worthwhile. It makes it not just a silly video game tournament. Matt Martin needs to get this cleaned up. He is past the threshold here.
As we watch with bated breath on this incredible dig from Matthew. He just cannot.
Talking to himself.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at this go. That was a really nice Z. Yep. Oh, but he misdropped that Z. That's not good.
Not fatal. Something too wide. Gets it over to the right. He's just hovering here at 12 high.
This is a very complicated dig. It looks like he's going to go all in.
Go. Get it. Give him the line. Give it. 30. Oh, no, he didn't have it. He lined it up.
Oh, unfortunate.
I was so excited for him.
He had it, but that square before is what killed him. He needed the bar before the square. That would have been a filthy Tetris, but instead it's a top out over the 100K threshold at 149.84. Shark, a Tetris. He'll be at 308 through 66. You know what's coming. The Mullen.
Pain.
Take it to the house, Shark, because you've got game number 4, and it's possible, Bidwell, that we could see Shark take the night before we even get to the halftime break.
Well, it's a distinct possibility, but I'm looking for that first max out. I'd love to get one on the board tonight. We've seen a hell of a start from both players. Games 1 and 2, games 3 and 4, they're starting to slow down a bit. 380 through 85. That's on par for what Sharky wants. Maybe slightly. That's about where he wants to be. I don't quite know the 80 numbers. Yeah. I know the hundreds.
Yeah, I think at the very minimum he does want to get on that max out board, right? He's come close twice already in games 1 and 2. Game 3 he had a tremendous pace until a little bit of a slog at the end of level 18 into 19 transition. So key for him is let's try to build those stats up, right? He knows that he has the opportunity to really rack up the numbers, maybe do even more damage than what he did in season 4 when he won it. So all we'll just do is sit and watch. That's exactly what Matt's all he's gonna do. And like I said, a little bit of taste of his own medicine from last season.
Well, so far, hate to say it, but we got some fake Razor Ramon action from Matt Martin through 4 games right now. But I expect the real version to come out here after our hydration break. But we got another game after this one.
So for new friends out there, how we work it out is after game number 5, we'll take a short commercial break and let players do their fingers and get hydrated, do whatever they need to do. There'll be a 3 to 5 minute break, and then we'll continue on with the second half of this one. Again, we are playing all 9 games tonight, and we do play over 11-week span. So the plan is, Chris, that we should be in our time slot most of the time here on Wednesdays. Throughout the summer, there may be some schedule changes that may move us to a Tuesday or potentially Thursday night if needed. But certainly the plan is that we will have all 11 weeks done before we get to the Jonas Cup in October.
I already have my flight booked. I am so excited to go back to Portland.
Yeah, I still gotta work that out.
Yeah.
Flights aren't getting that much cheaper these days, I tell you.
Oh no. I've been, not to shout out a certain airline that used to fly bags free and no longer does so. Yeah. They've been running enough sales that I found a decent trip if you do the Thursday to Tuesday thing, and you save $1 here, you save $1 there.
Gotcha.
728 here. But we are looking for sponsors, so if somebody from that particular airline wants to reach out to Kingsman or Vince or me,
yeah, please.
We'd gladly take a few bucks from you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll put in a good word for you.
761 for the Shark.
The body English, just classic Sharky.
Oh yeah.
He's feeling it.
Oh yeah, he's moving and grooving like he always does. You'd love to see it. In fact, let's move him over so you can see that full body English there, Bidwell, right? You see it. You're seeing all that body English moving.
He's got the jam going.
Oh yeah, he's probably got a banger. Sadly, he's probably not listening to Carl Casey, but you all are, because you are watching the Best of 99 season number 6. It is Sharky versus Matt Martin. It's champion versus champion. This is going to be round 1. Over the next 11 weeks, you'll get 11 rounds of this great action between 2 all-star players, surely Hall of Famers down the road when it's all said and done. And if you like what you're seeing, well, you can play like these guys do pretty much weekly now. We're almost weekly now. You could join the Discord of the Tetris Friendlies, where that is my server that I run, where you can participate in matches week in and week out, whether we do it on Mondays, every other Wednesday, or Fridays. We got one coming up this Friday with our friend Burb Wizard. You are enjoying the music stylings of Carl Casey, whitebadaudio.com, or you can go to YouTube /@whitebadaudio for copyright safe and royalty free music.
We are one away, King. Now the board's starting to fall apart. What is the all-time record?
It's a little over 1.1 million score.
That is, I want to say it's close to within range. There's the million points.
All right, so
Hope we can hear that.
first million of the season. If people didn't hear that, I got one here too because my good friend Chris Bidwell gave me one many
Let's
moons
go.
ago. So I have mine. With the Columbus Clippers, was it right?
Yes. There's 107. One Tetris away. Maybe get a triple or set up for something post 29.
No.
Oh, just a 107. That might be his personal best in this series. Right up there.
GG's.
Wow. He done did it.
Very nice. 1,073,677 points for the Shark. I'll have to go into the record books to double check. B13 is the overall record. That's the Matt Martin score, 1,113,000. So that's the number Sharky is looking to chase. But 1.07, that could come close to his overall. We'll have to double check that.
Yep. But his Sharky's rate of 17 max outs 2 seasons ago, extrapolate so far, he's got a 25% max out rate. He's well ahead of pace on that one. Basically, just get 2 a night. And then maybe grab that third here and there. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, we're going to count it down.
Number 5.
Yeah, let's count it down, Chris. This is the last one before halftime, so the honors are yours. Let's do it.
Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
I'd like to acknowledge that we're streaming all over the world. Chris Bidwell. We have our friends watching on all our approved platforms of streaming. We got obviously here on the Twitch channel. We're also over on YouTube, Facebook, Kick. So thank you all for watching on any of those channels this evening. Hopefully you're enjoying this as we embark on the brand new season of the Best of 99. 2 great players embarking on their quest to be the ultimate winner of the Jonas Cup, which will be taking place this October at one of our great locations. I know it's one of your faves, right, Chris? The Portland Retro Gaming Expo. Always so hospitable to us.
Yeah, Vince and I were making plans earlier this week about it. I can't wait to get back there. Part of it's the summer heat here. We had a pretty brutal week. Be nice to be in 70-degree sweatshirt weather. Probably be colder than that by the time October rolls around.
Well, it's early, a little bit earlier October, right? So maybe it will be exactly what you said. And thanks to my friend Tyler, who's watching along. Tyler Titris is here in the Twitch chat. Sharky's old record was A66. So, yeah, he broke it. So that's his new personal best in the Best of 99 series. 1,070,000 is Sharky's new record.
Breaking your record in game 1, not just your win totals. Also with a 1 away, also with another high over 900,000. So Sharky is definitely on fire, whether the lights are on, whether the lights are off, whether he's drinking water, whether he's drinking Red Bull, whether he's playing Matt Martin, whether he's playing Jeff Moore. Sharky is pretty unstoppable so far.
I'm sure you'll probably like to have another crack at the stack. The stack not really the finest of boards here. Matt also trying to find a way to keep this somewhat clean. He has figured it out quicker.
Nice dirty Tetris with Sharky to clear that out. So Tetris and a half lead for Matt Martin as Sharky gets out of his business. And part of tournament Tetris is not just playing clean boards 100% of the time. It's also working your way out of dangerous situations. And when you can down sack with a dirty Tetris, that helps your tournament game so much that it doesn't affect your opponent as much, widening that lead. But every time you see footage from Portland, you always see those overhead lights. They're a very particular pattern in that Oregon convention center, and so many Tetris videos over the years, you see those lights up above, and you know you're in that building. I don't know, something as insignificant as overhead lighting just kind of takes you into that moment when you see it live after seeing just videos year after year. And, as much as we like our current home in Pasadena, the room doesn't really have that feel to it that Portland has had over the past 15, 16 years.
Yeah, there's a lot of history at that location. Whenever I've gone there the last few years, I feel like it's like you're going on hollowed ground, right? Because you know that this is the place that Jonas made famous for classic Tetris and what he brought us to people watching the event, and just every year trying to see like who was going to be the one to try to take him down, and just him rising up and winning so many of these, and the likelihood that we would ever see something like that ever again is getting harder and harder. But I think, with the Jonas Cup, maybe, when you have contenders such as, like an Andy, a Dog, a Fractal, Scooty, these players that have excelled in the open era of classic Tetris, but they also can play DAS very well too. I think we've been very fortunate enough that location, being in Portland every year to do something special, just you get that feeling that it's like if you're going to Fenway Park for the first time, right?
Yeah.
And or the old Yankee Stadium, where you get to just feel the energy of the greats that were there before you.
I'm a history guy. I'm a sports history guy. That too. I just like moments and taking in all the senses of hearing the crowds and all of the sights and sounds of a particular room. Funnily enough, the biggest year we had in Portland was inside that little side room in 2019. But every other time when we were on that main convention floor, the energy of that room just felt different.
Yeah, and as someone that's been able to, experience that one year where you said that, like, to me, I put it akin to just being like a WrestleMania, which I actually did go to WrestleMania that year as well, because it was in the New York, New Jersey area nearby where I live, and I said, wow, this is like being at WrestleMania. And what we are being like is another great match. We've got 500K transitions, Bidwell.
Here we go. Like, we talked about Sharky maybe taking this before hydration break, but this is back to game one again, where we have post 500s, post transitions, and looking to pad some stats here. Sharky is about to be 4 for 5 with 600,000s, and his one miss was only a few hundred points.
Yeah.
So he just has no kinks in his armor.
No, this is prime Sharky. If you thought he needed a warm up, no way.
Nope.
In season 4, when he first debuted, in round number 1, that was the round that Jeff ended up beating him 5-4. He clutched it out. Jeff won at the end, where Sharky was not able to get a last Tetris to try to win it. It was a very dramatic finish. And, later on I went to his stream, because he stayed streaming afterwards, just trying to figure things out. He said, I will never let that happen again. You watch, I'm going to win this thing. And he went off a torrid run the rest of the way. Yeah.
We had a 500-point difference. That's a half a line right now. So these players are super close, both playing perfectly clean.
And the line count right there with each other. So this is going to go down to the wire if they keep this up.
Shark missed a spin, just gets the line over.
Ooh.
Setting up a dirty Tetris again. Gets it down, the fortunate 2-line sequence.
And what a burn. What a burn with that L. That was tremendous.
Because that's the thing, when you run into trouble and manage to get a dirty Tetris, you just keep that Tetris rate up. And Matt Martin, now in his little dig, playing it the safer way, but now he's behind a Tetris and a half. That dirty Tetris is the difference right now.
He was patiently waiting for a bar. It doesn't come until right now. There's a Tetris. Down 28,000 points is Matthew. Shark. The long bar will come. And gets that volt of the T over. Lumbar Tetris after opening up the well perfectly. Matt, Tetris as well.
Oh,
This is tight as hell, Bidwell, yet again. This is like kicking off games number 1 and 2. They're right back at it.
Sharky with the disadvantage with the pace. Matt back to scoring position here. One Tetris separating these two players. Matt nails it. 5,000 point difference. Matt with a little bit of cleanup into 27. Here we go, King.
Yeah, Matt needs this
4,000 point difference here into 28.
Shark with 9 lines left to burn. He's going to have to at least burn a couple here, and there's another couple there, so he can get 2 Tetris left, Bidwell. There's one. And Matt,
is he going dirty? He's setting up. Oh! Curse 28 for Matt Martin again, and it is. He's going to end up with an 890, and Shark's going to be another one away, 967. Shark with the pop-off on that one. What another well-fought game. 5-0 is not explain what's going on in his first 5 games. We had 3 close ones, and Sharky is just damn near flawless, averaging well over 800,000.
What can you do? What really can you do if you're Matt? I mean, you're playing pretty well 3 out of these 5 games for the most part. You're taking it to near kill screen, but Sharky, 900s or better in these games here. Like, it's ridiculous.
4 for 5 900s, and the one game he didn't hit a 900, he was just short of 600 because of one missed drop post transition on what was a monster pace. So what can you do?
Matt's a gamer. He said, this is why I wanted to play this man, because he knows that this is what's going to drive him to keep this up and just try to play better. He knows he needs to play the toughest competition if he wants to advance in the Jonas Cup instead of getting down to these round 1 losses. So we'll see. But players, yes, it is halftime. Hydration break is underway. I think FIFA stole it from us here, Bidwell. I think they stole it from us.
Of course. They're a very corrupt organization, King. You know that.
Oh, I already know that, indeed. All right, let's head on over to our commentary scene. So that's the little note to Bidwell. Prop himself up. Don't be leaning over.
I was ready this time. You'll probably get me before the end of the season, but you're going to get me.
All right. Well, I was being courteous. It is the first night of the weekly series here in the summer, so yeah, appreciate all of you. But yeah, let's get a quick recap here, Bidwell. Tremendous games. Game number 1, outstanding. Like, probably the best game number 1 of any of these series that we've had. Game number 2, they upped the ante. Right, which is really good. Game 3 and 4, you saw that little lull coming in. Matt having a little difficulty in maintaining the board, early top out in one of those. But game number 5, he perked back up, and I think maybe the back half of this, we'll see Matt continue to attack.
I mean, Matt Martin's puts up 3 hurdles, 800, 900,000s, and Sharky's cleared all of them so far. I know what I expected coming in, but again, the two great players, and just keep putting up those hurdles. And Matt Martin he's practicing against the best. He knows that coming in, and so far he's keeping his spirits up high. I wouldn't like losing 99 games in a row. I don't think he's going to lose 99 in a row. You can quote me on that one, but we're going to see how many he can pull off.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think we'll see the first ever 99-0 occur. I mean, Shark probably wouldn't mind it, right? But definitely, Matt will continue to put the pressure. I think we're just getting set. He's getting warmed up. Matt has been training a lot with the rolling these days, so just getting it back in, and I think he'll be fine. We'll see some wins off of his side, but we'll see what he does in the back half of this one. So, folks, you are watching the Best of 99. It is season number 6. It is Matt Martin, and it is Sharky, champion versus champion for the first time ever. We're going to go to a little bit of a commercial break, but before we do that, let's just cover a couple of things that we have to talk about, because it's my job. We got to promote stuff. We got to continue to promote things here. So, first off, brand new show coming up starting tomorrow, Mr. Bidwell. This is the season of DAS. Well, guess what? Why don't we just keep the fun rolling, because DAS is king these days, and kicking things off tomorrow night. You wanted it, you got it. We're bringing it back. The race to DAS 1.4 million this time. We did a race to 10 million originally when players were trying to hunt for grinding that mark. Well, now we've got the DAS version of it, 1.4 million, with the recent events that happen with that young man all the way to the right of your screen there, Mr. Bendy, reaching the 1.35 million marker using the DAS playstyle. Now people are starting to talk, can 1.4 be achieved? So the race begins tomorrow, Mr. Chris Bidwell. Tune in on Thursdays throughout the summer to see who gets the bounty, which you can use ! bounty to help contribute to that prize pool for the players that are looking to achieve this outstanding score. And here's the kicker, right, Bidwell? Because we're promoting our all-stars. You got Blue Scooty, Pixel Andy, Dog, Fractal, and Bendy, as we mentioned. But this is open to anybody. Anyone can attempt to do a race to DAS 1.4 million. We'll have the rules set out tomorrow in the Discord for those of you that are interested and say, hey, I want to compete. I want to do that. So there is a way that it's open to all. And just follow the rules that'll be given out in the Discord announcement tomorrow. And we'll be able to see, can you keep up with the all-stars of DAS in that manner? But kicking things off tomorrow, Bidwell, will have Blue Scooty, Pixel Andy. I believe Fractal is confirmed that he's coming tomorrow. And Bendy, the world record holder of DAS, all will be participating in the event for tomorrow's kickoff. So check it out. Burb Wizard will be your host for tomorrow, so enjoy that. And another one we have here, Bids, was, since we're in the season of DAS, we also have the CTWC UK DAS event going on. It's a mega event. First time ever that we've combined two major events together in one thrilling weekend. So for those of you that love DAS and you want to co-compete, the World Cup of DAS, they call it over there, but it certainly is the World Championship of the DAS playstyle. It's happening this year in Manchester, England. So you can see the details right there. You can also go to our website, thectwc.com, and check out the events page. It will have all the details there on how you can participate if you're somewhere near that part of the world, or if you're here in the States and you say, I want to go to this. This is a life-changing event. People like Vince and Scout will tell you, you got to be at one of these. They are tremendous. So it's a twofer, Bidwell. That's the best part. It's a twofer. You can bundle it up. You can get two events for the price of one. And that's what I like. So go for the UK event Thursday, July 30th, and Friday the 31st. And then stick around for the DAS that happens on Saturday and Sunday, August 1st and 2nd. Great stuff there, Bids. I mean, this is a time to really go to these events if you can. And the one that they're training for the hardest is this one. This is the road to the Jonas Cup has now begun. The Jonas Neubauer Cup, the third installment, will be taking place this October 9th to the 11th, as Chris Bidwell mentioned, at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. A lot of history there, and you can see the planned schedule right now. It's Friday, the side events that we usually do, along with some qualifiers that we'll have on Friday night. Saturday, we'll have the remainder of quals and the round 0, round 1 matches, and then followed by Sunday's grand finale where the top 16 will play for the Jonas Cup. Very exciting times here, Bids, as we go through all of these great events that are coming up. And again, if you want to find out any event coming near you, just go to thectwc.com and see the events page, and you'll see which one you might be able to attend. There's a good one going out in Minnesota in August there, Bids. I know you've been there.
Yeah, went there last year. It was held at an anime convention at a hotel, and we had pretty good attendance. And we were kind of one of the side rooms, and you'd see all these cosplayers come in. It's like, oh, Tetris. And then, a couple of them recognized some of the faces and saw it up close for real. And, nice inaugural event there. And hopefully Toast and Crew can expand on that for this year. And I won't be able to go this year, but definitely I love that our community is pulling together and running these things on their own, instead of just one governing body traveling all over the place. Every good player is now hosting their own event. Fractal's been doing that in Boston, and Toast and Meme doing that in Minneapolis, and others, Ninja out west, of course. So that's the type of growth that our scene is needed with our player base, to not just waiting for the staff to expand things. It's I see how you did it. You did it.
I had to.
I waited back. I'm all talking and stuff. You see the printer box in the background.
Woo.
But and let's talk Hartford, because you are going to be there. I'm going to be there. It'll be Dr. Mario that weekend as well. I'm looking forward to that one. Chris, that runs SoCal Gaming Expo also runs the Retro World Expo in Connecticut, and always like going up there as well. So, big travel schedule coming up after August is over. August is kind of my break, so I get to do this instead.
Yeah, which we can hang out here. What we're going to do is now we're going to take our official commercial break. So players, you got 3 minutes. So finish up whatever you're doing, any warm-ups you want, and then we'll continue with the second half of this one, folks. Stick around, and we'll see you after the break. So for you folks that are subscribed to the Twitch channel, or you're listening over on the YouTube without an ad break, we're almost done. We got less than a minute, 45 seconds left to go on the ad break for our Twitch, and then we'll get things kicked back off in just a moment. Thank you for the raid. Tetris Time, Party of 3. Jay in the Windows resubscribed for 8 months at tier 3. That's the best tier of them all. Thank you, Jay in the Window, for your continued support and patronage. That was 52 minutes ago, so apologies I didn't see that. We were so caught up in the action. But if you're listening here, then you'll see on this screen we got a couple of things that we could talk about. On the bottom there, you can see that's our Stand Up to Cancer campaign that is continuing on. We've raised over $2,800. So again, thank you so much to all those contributors that have done that. You can continue to add to the goal, because I had stated when we first launched this that we were going to be going all the way to the Jonas Cup. $2,500 to Jonas Cup, because we kicked it off right before CTWC. I was like, we could do this, no problem. We did it that weekend. So we already beat the goal, but why not keep adding more and more? Let's show Stand Up to Cancer that the Cloud Tetris community does care, and we want to find the research and the funding needed to beat that terrible disease. So continue to keep those contributions coming. Again, we will keep it going all the way to Jonas Cup, so let's keep seeing that grow, grow, grow. And the blue bar, as you can see, is for the Jonas Cup. We are looking to get contributions going for that, kicking things off tonight. So let's get that blue bar moving along too. I don't know if contribution codes are ready yet. I'll have to double check that on my end. Let's see here. Yeah, contribution codes are, well, not really ready yet, but there are some. There are some sponsor quests though for opportunities to give money to the prize pool. So all you gotta do is just do some cheeky follows to these guys that want to pay for a following. That's fine. You can just hit that button and then unlike them or unfollow later on. Right? Oops, I shouldn't say that. But you know that helps bring the money into the prize pool for us. So whatever you could do, just want to help out, you could do those now until the contribution codes get kicked up, or you could do a direct contribution with Matt Torino and get the fund going for Jonas Cup, so we can use that money to then help fund the players that would go to the World Championship the following year for DAS.
And it's Screen King.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
There we go. I did it. I did the thing.
You did the thing. Thank you. Four. What a number, Biz.
You're welcome.
What a number.
It's all for the giggles.
It is. I love it. All right. Well, no more giggles here. It's time to get back to business with our two All-Stars. Sharky has won tonight. He's got 5 in the bag. Matt Martin's going to look to try to salvage the night and maybe get on the win column. Doesn't want to have a goose egg. But when you're playing a guy who's playing on 4 rows up as a training method, it's not going to be easy to get a win tonight, but we'll see.
Well, it would be a Fabergé egg if he keeps playing the way he is and not get a single win out of this. But see if Sharky can continue this row of dominance, or if he can flub up here once. He did one during a Mullen, so that's really not the same because the pressure's different. But our players are ready to go.
Yeah, Matthew Martin is ready to go. Shark is finishing up this last warm up. The seed will be now F3 players. It should be on F3 if everything was correct, because it was D2, I believe, right? Let me just double check that. E2, excuse me. E2, the D, E, F, right, yeah. E2, so that means F3, correct. Yeah, should be the right seed. What a quick tap from Sharky. I mean, Chris, just amazing what he can do. And, you mentioned
it's the Steph Curry hitting the full court shots in warm-ups. You just what can you do?
Yeah, you mentioned earlier about the players that he's enjoyed playing against of that old school nature, and one of his great rivals, he'll tell you, is Green Tea, and certainly Green Tea had a phenomenal run at CTWC, one the likes that we haven't seen in quite a long time, and. I would implore people to go back and watch. It's on the CTWC CT3 channel if you want to go check that out. His great efforts that he had at this World Championship.
Oh.
And yes,
we see the Mullen flex. Then we have the warm up flex.
Harun Miharu asking, are they playing all 99 now, or is it just a few games now and more some other time? So Tyler reminded him, and I guess we could do a quick reminder for those that are just coming in back from the break. This is the rule set for the best of 99 each week for 11 weeks. A round of 9 games will be played. All games are to be played on level 18 starts. If games occur where a player tops out under 100,000 points, we will replay the game as it had never happened. That is called the Louis Scuey rule. Mullening is permitted at the discretion of the player. What is mullening? For those that may not know, it's allowing players to continue to play even if their opponent has topped out until they feel that they either want to top out or go all the way to the end as far as they can. And the first player to reach 50 wins will win the best of 99, but we will play all 99 games regardless.
That's I got to get in on this. He's going to warm up with 29. He's going to roll a little bit.
Yeah. He's going to probably just show Shark, hey, this is what I can do. All right, Shark has topped out finally. 271 on floor 4 for a DAS player bid. Well, that's tremendous, honestly.
Is that a side event? Floor 4 competition?
Maybe we should make
DAS?
that one. Yeah. That could be a fun one. That'll go quick, though, for some people, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Floor line PB. Okay, congratulations to Sharky.
Bro is
locked in.
Yeah. Insert cliche here. He's every superlative possible. And he's still kicking himself for missing those 2 max outs.
Yeah. Well, he's got
and that's the right attitude, honestly.
And he's got plenty more opportunities to go. We got a lot of games left. It is F3 will be the seed. That is correct. So once Shark, you're ready, hit the ready button on your Nexus Champs room. Matthew is ready to go. He's like, let's get this over with. Hackers. But I'll tell you a nice story when we get this one underway. Here we go. We got both players acknowledge that they are ready. Go ahead, Chris. Let's count it down for game number 6.
Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris is.
J and the S and another J. Blue pieces to start us off before the white and the red come in to give us that patriotic 3 colors that we know so well. But I'll tell you a quick story. Matt was actually here in my neck of the woods last week. He happened to be on vacation with his lovely woman, and they were visiting friends in the New York City area and took a show in and got to do, the usual tourist stuff. But the one thing that he had to do, Chris, was he had to meet up with the king, right? And we had to go do the traditional, thing that everybody does when they come into my neck of the woods. We go to Junior's. We go to get some cheesecake. And Matt and I had a lovely lunch together. We got to talk about a lot of things in the world of classic Tetris and just personal life and stuff. It was great. It was always one of those things that you love to do. But the one thing that he told me was, he said, King, I'm going to get my butt whooped by Shark, but I don't mind because I need to get my butt whooped. I got to be ready for Jonas Cup. And that's what he told me. He said he really appreciates the opportunity to get a chance to be playing in this. And he told me he's honored to play Sharky because he knows that Sharky, certainly in his own mind, is, in Matt's own mind, I should say, is that he thinks he's being outclassed. Like, Shark is just on another level above. But in order to be the best, you got to play the best. Right? The Ric Flair saying, to beat the man, you got to be the man. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And that's kind of what Matt's taken into consideration here. He wants to be able to see how well he can play against Shark, and if it works out, great. If it doesn't, well, he gave it his all, and at least he knows that he's going to be as primed and ready to go as he is for Jonas Cup. And I thought that was really telling about Matt's character and the willingness to know that, okay, I'm playing a much stronger opponent, but I'm going to give him my all. I don't care.
I don't think I could do it. I don't mind. I take my losses at all these events. It's fine, but 99 times that's a lot.
It is, and I always thank the players for their time commitment that they do for this, and I know this is a major commitment that they have to make for the summer. Summer is about 12 weeks, right? And they're playing for 11 of those 12 technically, and it's really amazing that they give their all and that they want to participate in this. I always thank them each and every week for doing it, and I always thank you, sir, for joining me. There's not too many people that really would want to hang out with me for 11 weeks, 9 games each week, 99 times to do this. So thank you as always.
Well, and we do the filler, and now I need to go visit and get some cheesesteaks or some cheesecake. Sorry,
yeah,
cheesesteak was Philly a couple weeks ago.
That's right. I got to make my way down there. Really, one of these days. It just always clashes with stuff that I do IRL because my daughter's birthday is the weekend before that. So it's always. And
tough. It is unfortunate it's so close to our World Championship, or that Philly would be it is our premier East Coast event. It is just unfortunate the timing doesn't kind of disalign a bit more with SoCal.
Yeah. Well, maybe one.
The 2 Tetris lead here for Sharky, kind of the same as we've had earlier.
All right, so we are past the halfway marker.
But hey, no restarts, which again, Matt had only 4 last season. Sharky had 7 the previous year, if I recall.
You are right.
So that was one of the records that Shark should kind of focus on to not blow it up at all early on. Maybe go a perfect 100, perfect 99 in a row, but 6 for 6 so far.
Yeah, Matt's 4 is the all-time low, so we'll see how consistent that can stay. I think we could You could see records broken in that category too. 407 for Matt, 438 out of Tetris, 460 now for the Shark as he looks to try to stay perfect in the opening round of the season. Let me ask you this question before we get to transition. If you were ever to do something similar like this in the world of Dr. Mario and do a best of 99 in that, who would really be the two Dr. Mario players that you mentioned about Hartford, and it's a big one for Dr. Mario World as far as preparing for your World Championship that happens in November, right? Who would be the two players that you would want to see go 99 games in a set like that?
Well, the first answer, if you were in Hartford, the twin sisters Pangolin and Perula.
I thought you were going to say that, yeah.
Oh my goodness, like they had a hell of a final in Hartford, and then they went around in the semifinals of the World Championship in Cincinnati last year and had a whale of a 5-game match. It was those two are for real, and they're part of triplets. They have another brother. They're not technically twins. They're 2/3 of a set of triplets. And I kind of feel bad for that brother if he ever had to get stuck in the games, but I'm sure he has a little bit of skill too, probably that Cooper Manning category. But that would be pretty epic to see over the course of several months would be to watch those two go at it. But good transitions again. Both players pass that 500,000 point threshold. We are down to a 7,000 point difference here. Clean boards all around. Looking to get past 600 again, so stat padding for sure.
Without question. Matthew has to take the double to close the well. Still has a decent board. And there's the bar. Tetris in. He'll go to level 21. 617 to Sharky 607. Shark with a couple of holes, but we've seen him all night. He's found ways to get out of these with some epic solves, great quick taps, and just his dash is lightning.
He was Amino short of another dirty Tetris, but that's how he's just thinking aggressive, squeezing every point possible.
Yeah, another aggressive placement there before.
And you expect that on the 18 play, but on 19 play with Das, that's just next world. There's plenty of atmosphere to still explore in Das, and Sharky's proving it.
Yeah, I think it's a lot about him and his confidence with this play style that he's mastered. I mean, it's no question. Like, you don't make these moves unless you feel confident that you can pull them off, and that's every time out. It's how he plays. It's tremendous to watch.
The Jonas meta of his time was he out-survived everybody. Most players weren't getting to 29 on a consistent basis, and Jonas would out-survive you. And this is the next level beyond that, where you're just squeezing points, especially post-transition, and it's Das. I mean, it's so great.
And he's still keeping the lead through all of this work that he's done. Another Tetris. He'll go almost 2.5 Tetris in front of Matt. Was not playing a bad game either. 710. There's a Tetris. He'll go to 743 to Shark 782. And again, Shark going to have to start burning away. The line count is negligible at this point, Bid. So it's going to come down to 29 play potentially. And if anybody can squeeze out a line or two or set up for two, that's what we're going to look for.
Well, Sharky's got to get out of this conundrum here. Matt's going to catch up. Nails the spin, Matt. So we're a half Tetris difference at 27.
Oh.
30 Tetris for Sharky, I'm telling you.
Wow.
I am telling you.
He's got a 14,000 point lead. Matt will take it back. 884 to 866.
Sharky needs this. Needs the line now. Sell out the board. And he can't get it over, but Matt Martin's going to take his first heart of this match. 955, 867, but just superlative play.
Wow.
High five off screen.
That feels good right there, Bidwell. That feels real good that he was able to get one, and he had to get a 900K to do it because Shark, unfortunately, the quick tap doesn't make it this time. His quick taps have been phenomenal tonight, and that one where he needed the bar, It doesn't go. Matt's on the board. He won't get donutted in the opener. He'll get one at least, and now maybe the winds of change could be happening here, bids, where Matt could pull off some wins and maybe get off to a better ending than what was.
He's gonna take pictures of this. He's like, I took one for posterity. But not a gimme though. We talked about these hurdles that Matt's been putting up all night for Sharky. They've all been the 800,000-900,000s, and you can't clear all the 900,000 hurdles.
No, certainly not. And we're gonna clear the next one because the second portion of this is actually the final third now. That's what I wanted to say. The final third is about to begin. Game 7, 8, and 9 bids. Let's go ahead and get it started with the game number 7 countdown.
Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. See, low-key crazy, Sharky's claiming for surviving that. I don't think that's... I think that's just regular mid crazy. Not low-key, not intense. But survival plus efficiency. Scoring those dirty Tetrises, at least a couple for my unofficial count there. Any efficiency level 19 and DAS is so crucial to a high-end Jonas Cup, World Cup of DAS play, and Sharky's just displaying what's needed to be done to take the Jonas Cup.
Yeah, no, certainly. He had his best outing last year in 2025, making it all the way to top 8. Had to play his mind meld teammate in Fractal. So certainly, it was one that he enjoyed. He's very happy with his finish. He knew he was playing a very tough opponent because Fractal, no slouch in the world of DAS either. He's tremendous. So it's each year it feels like Shark is ascending to that next level, and I'm sure he's going to be gunning for that top 4 spot this time around. But the competition is just getting stiffer and stiffer. It's really amazing to see the players that come out for it, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this year's Jonas Cup.
Well, and just in general, DAS, there's more variability. So winning consistently amongst top players, you're going to see more give and take. You're going to see deciders. With anybody who's at that certain echelon, the chance of upsets are greatly increased from the open style. We don't see a lot of upsets in Pasadena and other regionals. We maintain chalk pretty much throughout the tournament. You'll see a few upsets here and there, but the variability of DAS just opens it up to more upsets. So anybody who has the talent like Sharky has the chance to take the entire thing, depending on whichever runs these players make. So we saw Fractal and Andy last year. So I don't expect Andy to take 2 in a row. I mean, he's probably the favorite, but I just think that variability and too many good players gunning for him. I think somebody else is just bound to probably take a match from him.
No, without question. Yeah, no, I think it's plain and simple that he has the opportunity to do it. I mean, for those that were watching the monthly Tetris earlier today, they had their DAS event finale, and I won't spoil it for those that didn't get a chance to watch, but it was a damn good one, where you're seeing some great stars in the world of DAS and doing things that you wouldn't imagine are even possible. The scores that they pulled off are tremendous, and I think we're gonna see that even more so at this year's Jonas Cup. And again, I think this is the great tool for these two players to have that ability to train themselves for what's to come.
And just kind of with our popularity, which might pop off again, the meme getting 2 million video is, I think, at 500,000 views right now. So some of the casual audience might be crawling back to the scene after missing it for whatever reason, because YouTube algorithms, you know how that goes. But explaining to the general public what DAS is, like we kind of describe it in scientific terms. Try to do it in the layman's term. You hold it like a normal human, but we got to get maybe the term DAS isn't good for consumption on a general public basis. Maybe we did think of a better term for it. But I think if people knew that this is players holding the controller like normal and still getting these incredible, crazy scores in this technique that even in 2019 at the peak of Jonas's powers, or 2018, I should say, those previous years, they're doing things that Jonas couldn't have done back then. So the DAS game isn't just a factor of the techniques. It's a factor of better stacking and strategy and thinking the game out the way it was originally intended. And I'd love for the general Tetris viewing public to kind of get into this as well.
No, absolutely. It's tough to try to find a way to explain it to them that, this is what DAS is. Because, again, I agree with you. It's not a term that you're normally going to hear out in the general public. But if you say, oh, Nintendo, NES. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
you hear DAS and it rhymes with a certain other word. And,
Well, that's what people used to think when hyper tapping took over. The memes were happening that DAS is dead and everything else under the sun.
Yeah, it was tappers can't stack. That was literally the meme.
Yeah.
And that's definitely not the case anymore. It's been 7 years.
Yeah.
So look at this transition for Matt Martin. My God, we're back to game one. He's gonna maybe look to take 2 here.
He's feeling it. Shark at 491 through 120 lines. Certainly not his best game, but he's really grinded this one out, and he's still gonna end up getting over 500.
Yeah.
But you could tell he's probably like thinking, I should be even better in pace than Matt is right now. He's probably kicking himself thinking this should be a 600K game easy.
Sharky is perfect with 500,000 point games so far. Matt just about to hit 6.
Yeah, he's gonna have to burn in for it.
622. Well, he had the transition just before, so just under 600,000 transition for Matt Martin. Here we go. 2 Tetris difference, level 20. Matt's making a game of these.
He really is. That I'm telling you, you can throw out the 2 bad games that he had in games 3 and 4, but other than that, he's been really good tonight too. So we're in for a treat, Bidwell, if we can get games like this all the time, all season long.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, Shark.
Oh, Shark. Can he move anything left? He's trying. Squeaking out some burns. That's going to do it. Matt Martin's going to take his second crown tonight.
Yeah, tough break for Shark. You can see he tried to get that S piece over to the left side, and it got hung in column 2, and it caught him by surprise. You saw his reaction. It was like, what? He couldn't believe that S didn't make it over. And then you go into a bit of a panic mode because you don't realize, the mistake that's happened until it's too late. And that is curtains for Shark at 628. Matthew Martin will do his Mullen attempt and see if he can get a nice score. Kind of needs a bar in the worst way.
Yeah, I would say. Overshift there on that S, that's going to do it. But 5-2 now. Getting interesting tonight.
Certainly is getting interesting. So
is the history of wackiness in week 1 going to be wacky in the fact that it's not wacky?
It could be. Anything's on the table. Anything's on the table.
Why not?
In the first week.
Just storylines on top of storylines, talking points on top of talking points. Game number 8. Here we go, Ramona.
Game number 8. Well, somebody always says it seals our fate, but we'll see if that holds true. Players, I'm going to count you down for the 8th game of the night in 3, 2, 1. We'll get some Tetris, and I do want to go back to what we were talking about before. Players that you would like to see in the best of 99 in the Dr. Mario realm. So you mentioned the sisters going at it. That honestly, tremendous. I end up watching a little bit of that on the way back home because we had the family had to leave a little early, but we ended up watching that in the car ride, and I thought it was phenomenal. And then your world championship. To me, that was probably the match of the weekend.
Oh, for sure. Everybody was stoked, and it was close, and we have a strong female presence in the Dr. Mario scene, so we had an all-female commentary crew, we had an all-female match going on, and it was just one of those moments. It wasn't manufactured, it just kind of happened, and it was a good showcase of what we put on. Of course, our champion Snipe did end up taking the whole thing in the finals after that, but that semifinals was quite the spectacle in Arcade Legacy, which I can't wait to hit back in November. I'm going to go down there in August to get our arrangements set up for more streams. We're probably going to have 4 streams going for the Dr. Mario Championship weekend. So I got the equipment for it. So it's like now I got to get the channels for it and all that kind of stuff. But I'm acquiring the things for it. So it's going to be quite the spectacle.
No, and that's a good sign if that's happening, right? Because that means that the audience and the demand is growing along with that too. So certainly, why not get it all shelled out for the biggest event of the Dr. Mario calendar year? And
Ooh,
Matthew with a slight mistrust. That long bar will be very helpful.
you get the square left. That is the easiest piece to get left. So both players struggling. Again, this is an endurance thing too. It's very hard to maintain your top skills for 90 minutes plus. And this does help them train for qualifying, which I think we're doing 90 minutes. We haven't discussed the format for Jonas qualifying. I think we're keeping the old system. And we're probably keeping wars for the World Championship, but that might change. That's nothing set in stone with that just yet. But it is going to be an endurance race no matter what. You got to have to play for an hour plus.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I don't foresee any changes unless the boss says otherwise. But I know he wanted to keep in the spirit of what we've done in the CWC histories past and the max outs. Still pretty holds true in a DAS event. It's still a special achievement to get, and I think asking players that use this playstyle to do that really shows their skills at the highest level. So, as you alluded to, doubtful that we'll have changes there, but we'll have more to come. And if you want to keep up with the Jonas Cup and how you can attend, how you can register, all that stuff, right? Well, pretty simple. Check out our website, because registration for Jonas Cup will be coming soon. We'll be doing that after the CWC DAS World Championship is all said and done. So sometime beginning of August, look for an announcement and head on over to our website, thecwc.com, and you can go to the featured page, which will show you all the events that are still going on, and you can check out the Jonas Cup, which again is happening October 9th through the 11th in Portland, Oregon. And you can use that link in our Twitch chat that's there to take you to all the details once it's fully out.
Sharky building up that lead at 18 here. The Joey Parker turn coming up. 371 to 299. So not the fire games as earlier. Again, through 90 minutes, players kind of ebb and flow. But both games, again, we haven't had nobody sniffed chopping out early.
No.
Tonight.
And Sharky's still on the pace for another 500K transition, which certainly he'll take that.
That's par.
Yeah, exactly. Matt, on the other hand, probably looking at mid 400 if he can just keep this board under control. And I think, not for nothing, Bidwell, but your keys to victory have worked out pretty well for both players tonight.
I mean, I don't hurt my hand in making those graphics for nothing. I mean,
yeah.
That key is sharp.
As sharp as you, my friend.
Oh, thanks. That's closed this gap a bit here. It's down to Tetris and a half. Oh, about 2.5. My bad. Just scored as I was getting it. Sharky is getting the triple. So we're at 2 Tetris lead. Transition coming up.
Beautiful tuck setup from Matt there to use that T. He'll take the safety double with the Tetris to follow. Can get one more. Shark will go into transition. 501, just nipping at that upon the changeover. You can see Matt wants to hold out, but not going to happen.
455. But 2 quick Tetris for Matt Martin to close this down to a single Tetris lead.
So see bids. Apparently, I know my math. I got it right there.
Good. See how Sharky fills out these gaps. That's some fractal RNG there, just getting the right pieces to fill everything in. Both players just maintaining here. First mistake changes the momentum. Efficient triple for Matt. Another 600 for Shark, so he's, again, so close to perfect night on that front.
Yeah, it's just it's mesmerizing to watch him moving and grooving, like we say. Not really grooving too much. I think he's more locked in. He doesn't. You could tell here, bids. We know he's a very competitive player.
Yeah, taking his 2 losses, he's like, okay, back to refocus.
Right. You know, he doesn't want to give Matt that opportunity to sneak back in. If he takes a third straight one, then that kind of makes the 9th game extremely interesting, in that Matt could inch closer. And, you know, after the first 5, it looked like it was going to be a rough night. Now it's turning into potentially, you know, Matt maybe only being 1 or 2 away from the Shark going into next week.
Shark developing some issues here, gonna take the triple. But again, Matt has in the groove and messed it up. I missed where the misdrop was. So Shark is good for win number 6 tonight, but another 600,000 point performance from Matt.
All right, so now the Shark is at ease there, bids. He knows, all right, now he can play aggro.
Going for max number 2.
Yeah,
you need to average 2 a night to break that record of 17.
And yeah, we kind of lost track of what happened to Matt there, because we were looking at Shark trying to dig out of that, and as he was getting out of it, something happened with Matt's board. It looked like maybe there was a misdrop of an L piece along the way, and that's what ended up spiraling things out of control. So unfortunately, tough break there for Matt. He was starting to fall a little behind from Sharky even through that dig out.
Sharky is, well, Tetris will get him to 980, 995. Can he get like anything 5,000 points, like a double, like, 996. Oh,
brutal.
Old school kicker there.
Yeah. 996. Chalk up another 900K for the Shark. But certainly he wanted that max out again. The opportunities for how many max outs tonight, bids, is ridiculous.
Yeah, he easily could have had 3. And the 4th game was a 2 away.
All right, so the score is currently 6-2 in favor of Sharky. Shark had won the night going into halftime. Matt has come back and taken 2 out of the next 3. So our 4th and final of the second half here. It is game number 9, Mr. Chris Bidwell. We're finally at the end of round number 1. Shark has taken the night, as mentioned. Can Matthew come back and steal one to keep it close? The countdown will be yours to the last one.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Looks good. SCTS.
Matthew was asking if it was C26. Yes.
Somebody asked in the chat about Packy still playing. Yes, Packy is one of the Dr. Mario Hall of Famers, 3-time world champ. Still plays. He will be in Cincinnati in November. But kind of like a lot of these sports scenes, or these esports scenes, after the course of a decade, this is our 10th year. We kind of get a new crop of players that kind of come in and take over. And the current 2-time world champ is Snipe from Montreal, Canada. 3-time, I should say.
Yeah, I think that was our great friend Chen, of course, was asking that. Loves you, Bidwell. Hates the king, but that's fine. Yeah, I think Chen was asking like if Packy would have fallen into that conversation of like best of '99 series, like who would Packy maybe face off against?
Probably Swang. Swang also won back-to-back titles in 21 and or 22 and 23 before Snipe started traveling and winning after that. So, but there's a A+ to S rank tier echelon of players that could all face each other and put in some interesting matches, especially over the course of 99 games. But it would obviously be a little different than Tetris here. But that's maybe we steal that. Maybe we do that.
I mean, that would be pretty cool, right? You do that kind of. If your championship is in November, right? You need like 12 weeks out from that. It'd be like late summer, I guess. You have to start what in like August, maybe.
Yeah. Well, there's also
Shark.
Ooh, Shark.
All right.
Well, he's past the threshold. Dr. Mario Talk does it all the time. It puts people to sleep. But Sharky's got to be happy with his performance tonight. 1 dud game out of 9. Going to take 6 wins, max out. He is going to kind of kick himself for that game number 9, but you got to be happy overall. Let's see what Matt can do here with mullining this one out. Why not? It's the last game of the day.
Yeah, but well done for Sharky. I mean, amazing performance overall. Yeah, that one a bit of a dud, so a freebie for Matt. He'll get 3 on the night. But the Shark with the 6 off to a good start. Be +3 in the column as we race to the first to 50 in theory, but all 99 will get played throughout the entire summer. But raise his head up high. I'm sure. Yeah, I can't imagine that he would really say it was a bad night. He did terrific.
And Matt, he said I was going to get my butt kicked coming in. I got to think he's happy with 3 wins. I don't think he had a dud game in game number 3. Game number 4 was a little bit better, but like he's been pretty consistent with the 500,000s tonight. Maybe he can knock out a 600 or maybe even a max out in this game number 9 here. But so far so good. 422 through 85 lines is pretty damn good pace.
I mean, no shock that we're gonna really see some great scores throughout. These are the 2 highest scoring players in the best of 99. Sharky with the 74 million. Matthew, I think, finished with the 62 million in that regard. So you're gonna get probably the highest scoring best of 99 of all time when they're putting up numbers like that. And the top outs like we just saw from Shark are gonna be very far and few between. So this is gonna be a fun season, Bids. I regardless of what the scoreline comes out, I think at the end of the day we're gonna see some records broken. We're gonna see some great Tetris. We're gonna see a lot of these 2 guys just having fun.
My Wednesday just got a whole lot better for the next 3 months. I'm so happy to be back.
And as mentioned, folks, the schedule is basically going to be every Wednesday for the most part. There will be some flexibility in having the event take place on a different night. We will announce that ahead of time so that you folks will know when to tune in. But the plan is, we'll be on Wednesdays because on Thursdays, Bidwell, well, we got a race that's happening. The race to 1.4. Oh my God.
Look at this transition king, 613, and he's still got 2 lines to go.
I mean, we might
casual 637.
I mean, we might have to bring these 2 guys in one of the weeks, right, for an attempt at the race of 1.4. So for you fans out there, we're back on tomorrow night. We got some more Tetris action for you. A very busy Tetris week, actually, to be honest. We've got the conclusion of this episode in moments. You've got tomorrow night, Burb Wizard will be hosting the first episode of the race to 1.4 million, which will feature Pixel Andy, Bendy, Fractal and Blue Scooty as they attempt to try to get the mythical 1.4 million with the DAS playstyle. Friday night, we got Friday Night Fights with Bird Wizard back at it again. He's going to be back-to-back. And also this weekend, Bidwell, we have more qualification going on for the DAS World Championship as our good friend Mark from Germany continues to host with the cavalcade of other great restreamers that'll be restreaming the attempts from our fellow friends, including, I believe, Fractal is qualifying this weekend for his spot at the DAS World Championship.
Awesome. I mean, I'm just glad that we got some content up that's not just the live events. Like keep up the work, everybody, on keeping the channel going during the week, during our quote-unquote slow times. What a run here from Matt Martin. $794. This is plenty of runway, King.
Yeah, the highest score is held by Matt Martin in a best of 99 game. He has a 1.1 million. Tyler earlier said it was a 1.113.
It's getting cheeky. The line helps. There we go. One off the bottom. Nope. Well transfer. This is when you start tightening up a little bit. Like you're playing extra well. You start overthinking a little bit. A mistake happens. We're at 860. We're now 4 Tetris away from 1 million points at level 26. Plenty of runway. And perhaps, well, let's one thing at a time. Oh, overshift.
Still got the runway here. He's got about 16 line to take the single there. Yeah, 15 now. Board is clean. Just needs 2 more. There's one.
There's one. There's 2. Still has room for 2 more. Give that man a ring.
Oh, the bell.
He's definitely earned it. Yes.
There's another one. And he's got one more burn he could take, too. Could he beat Sharky's score tonight?
107.
Oh, my goodness.
What was the Shark score? But damn close.
Shark at 107 also. Oh, my God. I have to go back into the VOD to look at that. Oh, my goodness. 1,074,452 is the score from Matt Martin. And Shark says he beat it by 1,000 points. Oh, my God.
That's just one of those things, like, you know, I don't know how Sharky feels going to this. I'm sure he's confident he's going to win, but he's going to have to earn them. And I think he knows that. And I think that's part of the reason why he's playing Matt Martin, because he wants to play against the best that's out there. And 6-3, I think Matt's pleased with this result tonight. So I think we're in for a good season, King.
Oh, we definitely are. And what's we're good for is, why don't we go to the winner's scene, because we do have one that we can certainly spell. You know, this is a friendlies type of event, so we got to get the bell here, Charlie. Awesome, that worked. Thank you, Stream Deck. Going over to the winner's scene and congratulate tonight's winner. It is the Shark. Congratulations to Mr. Underwater host of the Classic Tetris variety. It is Sharky. Congratulations. I have those same headphones, man. So we're in good company there. You can see, not happy about the way that the last game ended, and Matt Martin kind of dunking on Shark a little bit with that cheeky 1,000 point betterment of the 1.07, but Shark will have the last laugh. He's got the wins tonight, 6-3 overall, so not bad. I think that's a fair way to end this one tonight, Bids, with a victory such as that. All right.
I guess I was on mute. So I was going to say a couple max outs. No sub 100,000 games. This is going to be our best season yet, for sure.
Indeed. And Shark letting us know it's going to win in the first half, not relaxing after that. So, it's definitely telling to see, right? He was up 5-0 going into the break. It looked like, Matt wasn't, making it easy. He did have some really good games. 3 out of those first 5, Matt was playing tremendous. He gave one dud, as you mentioned, and then just had a bad transition in the other one. But the second half, we were kind of talking about that, Biz. What was Matt going to do? He just came out and gave it his all. Shark did give one away for the most part. Had some trouble at transitions, and his quick taps were a little off. But overall, I got to say, it was a fun night.
It's 2 hours. Like that's what a typical qual session is at a World Championships, at least until this year. So keeping that concentration up, you're just not going to be able to knock out 900,000 after 900,000 every single time. And grinding through those subpar games is key to winning tournaments. So Shark's got things he's going to work on, and we'll see how these two do next week.
And you can see the lights are getting turned off here, right? It's like, go to bed. They're telling me it's lights out now. So, but
lights out, turn them on and off.
Turn them on and off. But you know what? At the end of the day, listen, this is going to be a great season. We're gonna see some outstanding scores. We're potentially going to get records get broken again. A perfect night, 9 for 9, right, Bid? So we're off to a good start in that manner. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to this fun season, and hopefully we'll see you again next week. Again, schedules will be tentative. Let me see if I have that slide. I know my good friend, Mr. Tyler Titrus, did make one of those for me. That's the Jonas Cup one. This is the one that we all want. The hell is that one?
That's the staring at each other.
Yeah, that's them staring at each other, right? It's like, oh yeah, that angry. Oh, here it was. It was on this. It's on this scene. So we'll send it on over here. It's on the promo scene, and let's see. I just saw it. Schedule. Here it is. So there's our tentative schedule, folks. Yeah, I figured it out. Here's our tentative schedule, folks. So we just had round 1 tonight, July the 8th. If we stay on target with the Wednesdays throughout, we will have some preemptions here and there or some weeks off. We do have some leeway to do so, as Jonas Cup happens October 9th through the 11th. So there will be a couple of weeks where we will take a break and give players a chance to rest, and also some dates may change. But if we stick with the Wednesday schedule, this is how we go. Round 2 will be next Wednesday, July 15th, and then every Wednesday after that, all the way to the finale scheduled for September the 16th. But as Bidwell knows, cards subject to change. We've always had some interruptions later on, and the date goes later. But again, stay glued to the Discord in the Clash of Tetris server, Clash of Tetris World Championship server, I should say, and stay tuned in. We'll have announcements on when these events will be taking place. All right, Mr. Christopher Bidwell, we are officially done. 2.5 hours. I think that's good enough for this opening night. I'd like to thank the players, of course, Sharky and Matt Martin, for committing to doing this all season long. We got 10 more weeks of this great action. I'm looking forward to it. I'd like to thank all you, the viewers, for hanging out and watching this inaugural episode of the Season 6, making it a great place to watch and hang and have good times. And I'm sure there'll be more to come as the season progresses. And finally, I'd like to thank Mr. Chris Bidwell, of course, for hanging out with me. I'm looking forward to spending the summer with you, my friend.
Absolutely. Thanks again for having me. I'm glad to be back, and couldn't pick a better pair of competitors for this season. And we had some surprises, and we're going to have more.
Oh, indeed, we're gonna have plenty more, is right. So don't you worry about that. And I'm sure we'll have some guests coming along the way. We were fortunate to have, we had Ben Mullen, Alice Kerr. We've had Jeff Moore come in to do some commentary. So look for maybe them to return throughout the season, and maybe you get Vince too one of these days. I don't know if we want to bring him back, but whatever.
Bro's planning the second biggest wedding after Kelsey and Taylor.
Oh my God, that is true. You're right. All right, folks, so that is a wrap. We are going to end this one, and as mentioned, we do have the event tomorrow that is happening. Excuse me for that audio there. We're going to have the event going on tomorrow. It is the race to DAS 1.4 million, and what better way to send it off then to someone who's attempting the DAS 1.4 right now. Would it be valid? Well, that's not for me to decide. That's not my job. My job is to help orchestrate this crap. Why don't we go and see if the megastar that you coined so well, Bidwell, and now that's her moniker, Meme, is getting those runs going. So why don't we go say hello to her and see how she's doing in the race to 1.4. Maybe we'll get her on one of the episodes down the road. For the king of the restreams and our Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Chris Bidwell, we are signing off. TTFN, ta-ta for now.